here tonight. You know, we're excited to be sharing some really wonderful things with you this evening. If you've been a person that's been trying to do everything right, exercise, if you've been trying to eat healthy and you think you're doing everything right, but yet you still can't get rid of that belly fat and you're still struggling, guess what? You're not alone and it's not your fault. So don't beat yourself up. We're going to show you today two really amazing tools that will make it so that you don't have to worry about it no any longer. Okay, so we're going to talk about that today. And if you want to put some notes down, because we're going to talk science today, and we're going to give you solutions and testimonials that have already are on this protocol that we're going to teach you with amazing results. We've got a wonderful host of guest speakers here today. We've got Mary all the way from Utah. We've got Delena. She's all the way up there in Canada, somewhere on the East Coast. We've got Vickie. She's in Montana. We've got, and I have my view wrong here. Let me fix my view. Multi-speaker. There we go. We've got, who was I with? Vickie. She's in Montana. And Susan, you know what? I don't know where I think you're in Montana somewhere too, right? Maybe.
Same place as Vickie.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure. And then we've got John. He happens to be my husband, so he's in his office. So, anyways, everybody's going to get a chance to hear from these wonderful people here, and it's going to be really fun. So, if you have questions, write them down. You can private message us. We're here to support you today. But let me first start a little bit. What's causing this problem where you're doing everything right and nothing seems to be going right? We have hormones in our body. And one of them is called insulin. And over time, we can become insulin resistant from certain lifestyles that we have, which we are going to get into this evening. Before I do that, though, I want to really quickly share a little bit about me. My name's Monica. I've been a wellness coach for over 25 years, educating people how to eat right, how to exercise. And the missing link was it's not that people didn't have success with it, it wasn't sustainable. They'd do good for a while and then they'd fall off the wagon again. And it's very difficult. And it's been my life too. I mean, I'm 65 now. I've been probably on every single diet you can probably ever think of, including the cabbage soup diet. And how long can you do that, right? I mean, it was good for the first week, but after that, it gets kind of, boring. So we've all been there, we've done it. And I did not know about one thing in particular, which I learned about 4 years ago. And it's called insulin resistance. And I kind of really dove into it. And I really, really wish I would have known about it a long time ago because my mom, I lost both my parents to cancer. My mom, though, she had gone through all these symptoms. My grandma was type 2 diabetic. And I thought, at that point, I thought this is something we just it's passed on from generation to generation. I didn't know that it was reversible by lifestyle. And my mom started having all these things like psoriasis. She also had skin tags. She had a lot of symptoms of type 2 or insulin resistance, which I'll show in a minute here. She got really sick, and all of a sudden, at one point, she got diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. So I'm going to share my screen here for a minute. And let me know if you can see it. And by the way, this screen here says it all. This is what keeps us from feeling great. Lack of energy, stress, poor diet, cravings, all these things. But here's a picture of my beautiful mom. And unfortunately, I didn't know what I know now because I really think she still had a chance to be with us. We can't know for sure. But she ended up passing away from colon cancer. And it was a very difficult journey. I know most of us have had people we know with cancer, friends, relatives, and it's a horrible disease. And anyways, I was her main caretaker at the time. I was living in Michigan. I was going back and forth. And with the stress that went through that, not that I would do it all over again, but I went through a lot of stress at that time. And I ended up, for the first time in my life, blowing up. And this is what I looked like. It's really embarrassing to share this, but I have to show it. And I lost control. I was eating more. I was stressed out. I wasn't sleeping at night. And I put on weight I'd never had before. And if you've ever been there, you know what that feels like. It's frustrating. And it's almost like a vicious circle because you go out to buy clothes or something, you can't fit into them. You used to look good in them, but nothing fits anymore. And it's like a vicious circle. It's kind of gets worse because then you go home. And I used to come home and then sit, watch TV and eat a bag of potato chips and drink, a bottle of wine. It was a vicious circle. And I felt trapped. And no matter what I did, I was exercising still. I'm a runner. I could not get rid of this weight. I blew up. I'd never been that big before. But lo and behold, the system we're going to show you tonight, I got on it and I'm very grateful a friend shared this with me. I was able to, without starving myself, without going on a diet, without counting calories, just incorporating two tools we're going to share with you, actually, two tools and one little trick that you can do to make it easier. I dropped 25 pounds. It looks like a lot more, and 4 dress sizes in 90 days. But the biggest thing for me was this was big. But the most exciting thing for me was I was on thyroid medication. My doctor got me off that. I did not need it anymore. Just before, um, when I was looking like that big person there, before I got on this protocol, they were ready to put me on a statin, and I was not happy about that. And I was on hormone replacement. Every 90 days, it cost me $350 out of pocket because insurance didn't pay for it. So in 90 days of being on this, none of that anymore. Went back to my doctor and he said, no statins. I've been now with no medications at 65. It's been now over 3.5 years. And that's to me the most exciting thing. So that's my before and after. So let me stop sharing for a minute here. Now we're going to get to some science here. And I know people say, well, what did you use? How did this happen? Insulin resistance is a horrible, horrible thing. And we do it to ourselves, but you know what? It's not our fault. Just saying. It has a lot to do with our food environment. And here, I got to share my screen again. I'm not one of these techo people, just you know. But this is what insulin resistance looks like. And I want you to take a really close look at some of these signs of insulin resistance, because when I looked at this, when my friend showed this to me, I said, oh, these are all related to insulin resistance. Well, I saw at least 6 of these. You know, I had a skin tag that was starting on my neck. I knew I had inflammation because I was puffy. So I knew that was going on. I was constantly craving food. I was sweets and especially salty things, right? I had belly fat. You saw my picture, but I couldn't get rid of it. So I said, wow, I have at least 5 of these. So take a look at these and mentally, and if you want to write them down, take a look at some of the things that might be that you can see in yourself. It's everything from, even for men, erectile dysfunction. We have 35-year-olds already with that situation. And women, we're not out of the woods. We have things with our hormones going crazy. We get PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome. And this is really bad because it's painful for one, but it prevents women from being able to have children. And we see a huge increase in that. So what causes it? This causes it, our food, our modern food dilemma. We're all on this in this group here today, and we're all above 50. So we know that we grew up not eating all day long and snacking all day long, and we know for sure our parents didn't. I remember when I was growing up, we used to do chores in the morning, and we never probably ate something till about 11 o'clock when we came in from doing our chores. So this is something that was introduced by the big food industry, with cereals and all these things because they wanted to sell their cereal. Well, guess what we learned? What was the right thing to do? We thought we'd get up first thing in the morning. We have breakfast, cereal, waffles, who knows, all these sugary things. Our blood sugar spikes. Then we have a coffee and we pour all these sugary creamers in it, and nobody measures them. Can't tell me anybody takes a teaspoon and measures that they're going to use 1 teaspoon. They just pour. I know, that's me. Then we have a snack. Then at lunchtime, we eat lunch, and usually it's high carb foods. Then we have snacks in the afternoon, whatever that may be, whatever's laying around the house. Go in your snack cabinet. Then comes dinner time, and then after dinner, we sit down, watch TV, and we're stuffing our faces with more food. This is a problem, and it causes our insulin and our blood sugar to be constantly elevated. Our insulin wants to come back down, but it's impossible to do it because we're snacking. Every time we put something in our mouth, we have a blood sugar spike. Okay. The second thing that's been removed from our diets is fiber. The food companies know that fiber is not the best tasting thing, so they remove it from everything to make everything full of carbohydrates and sugars. And that's very addicting. It's more addicting than drugs like a cocaine. So we just always want more and more and more. So with fiber being removed, like if you look at this apple, you know, first of all, apples are all supersized now, but if you ate one or two apples, you'd be satiated because an apple is fiber, has fiber around the outside, and the middle part is going to be the sugar. Well, when we make juice out of apples or orange juice or fruit juices, we are basically drinking pure sugar because the fiber has been removed. And it probably takes 6 to 10 apples to make a glass of orange or apple juice. And I used to give that to my kids going to school, and I wonder why they were so excitable all the time, you know? Anyway, same thing with rice. Just take a look at it. We eat this delicious white rice. We took all the fiber off. This has been causing a huge problem, health problem globally, and it's increasing every year. It's getting worse and worse. It's caused a decline in mental health. There's less, all our fruits and vegetables are less nutritious than they used to be. And the studies show a substantial rise in type 2 diabetes among young people. Actually, I saw a study that showed that it's a 700% increase in children that are our children's ages. You know, it's really scary. So here's kind of a sneak peek on it. This is what a peach used to look like. Vegetables and fruit were never this big. Everything's supersized because we've modified it. This is what a modern peach looks like. Everything's been modified. We're not eating the same food. And then, of course, this is a $3.3 trillion industry. Look at this. 11 companies alone have captured a 3.3 trillion value of all the selling of different refined foods. Coca-Cola, Nestle, just take a look. Kellogg's. These are all the aisles that are keeping us overweight and keeping us insulin resistance, causing it. It's a global cause of leading deaths. Actually, 9 out of 10 of the leading killing diseases are lifestyle related. And of course, heart disease is the leading one. Okay. So I had to show that to you. So this is the core of insulin resistance. We've already discussed that. So this is when you go to the doctor, what does the doctor do for you when you go to him and they all of a sudden they realize your insulin is high and your insulin resistance or type 2 diabetic? What is their solution? This is their solution. They put us on medications, statins, metformin, Ozempic. They give us surgery because we do this because we're desperate. Remember in the beginning, I said, we think we're doing everything right. We're fighting against the industry to keep our health back. And it's really, really hard. Okay. So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to bridge the gap to get you to your health goals. But just before we do that, I want to introduce um, a few more people here to share their stories so we can hear about you. And, you know, I forgot which order we're going in. So I'm going to start with Mary. Mary, unmute yourself and
Okay, I'm
please,
unmuted and I'm real excited to share my story.
please do. You
So,
go for it, girl.
I have a saying, don't yak yak when yak will do. So, I want to get to the bottom line. I'm 76 years old, and for 6.5 years, I was searching how to lose 30 pounds. I said to my doctor, I've got belly fat. I don't like this. I'm supposed to be losing 30 pounds. And that came as an advocate for one of my business partners. I was in a health and wellness center and doing everything we could to have good health and fitness for our body. And one of my colleagues said, Mary, you need to lose 30 pounds. Okay. So I started 6.5 years ago to lose 30 pounds. And two of my partners were fitness trainers, and so they got me set up on a program to lose weight, which was eating 6 to 8 times a day. Well, I even checked with my doctor a year and a half ago, and said, I need to lose this weight. He goes, Mary, you're just fine. At your age, you're just fine. Well, I didn't like just your age, and I didn't like the 30 pounds. So I did absolutely everything I could. I had great partners in health and wellness to teach me what to do. No matter what I did, no matter what diet I did every single one of them out there. I guarantee it. And exercise, I'm an exercise coach. The more I exercised, the hungrier I got. That was not supposed to be that way. So I'm a foodie. I love food, and when I'm not happy, I eat more food. So I on my search of doing whatever I could do to lose weight, I was able to connect with a friend of mine who also we've been health and wellness connected for 33 years. She said, Mary, I know why we can't lose weight. And I said, because she was on the same path, looking, also 76. So I said, well, why can't we lose weight? And she said, because we're insulin resistant. And I said, I have discovered that, but what do I do about it? I don't know what to do. She goes, well, I was introduced to this really great program, and it's working for me. You try it. Well, I'm a scientist at heart. I had to see the hardcore science. And I did my research, and lo and behold, I discovered this great protocol, which is well, doctor approved, I will say, in the PDR. So, and that was a big deal to me because my background was health and wellness. I started as a respiratory therapist many years ago. So I started this program, and the scariest thing was they said, you're going to do some fasting. Well, you don't ask foodies to fast. But it turned out this was the coolest, easiest thing I ever did. Not only was it easy, it was tasty. And in 60 days, I lost weight. And in 90 days, I lost I'd lost 30 pounds. I lost that, and I lost inches off my waist. I've now lost a little over 30 pounds and 5 inches off my waist. I've gained my self esteem. And guess what? My doctor said, wow, what are you doing? He couldn't tell me. I had to tell him.
Oh,
So,
Mary, I'm showing your picture here. This was, and I need your updated pictures because this was 3 months. You were down 22 pounds, 4.5 inches off your waist. Your A1C went from a 5.3 to a 4.8. And that was from March 18th, March, April, May, June 18th. So
yeah,
look at that. And you've done better. You've done more since then.
yes, I
This is
have done more
remarkable.
since then. And I'm just so happy. I got my self-esteem back. And the biggest thing was when I just thought I couldn't do anything. Well, guess what? It wasn't that I couldn't do anything. I just didn't know how the body worked, even though I was in health and wellness. I didn't have all
Well,
the pieces of the puzzle.
well, I'm
So
glad you found all of them. And
thank
that
you.
you're looking amazing. You look great, and thank you so much for coming on and sharing. And don't leave, because we're gonna
Okay.
maybe
Okay.
we'll have time for a little discussion at the end. So
Okay.
thank you so much,
Thanks.
Mary. That's remarkable. Okay, we're gonna move right along. And I know everybody's going, what's this protocol? We're gonna share it with you. Don't worry, hang tight. So next here, we're gonna go to Delena up there in the Great White North of Canada.
And that's where I am.
Go ahead, tell everybody
Okay.
about you.
I'm 63, and my struggle when I went into perimenopause, I always had issues with my weight. It was like a yo-yo. But when I hit perimenopause and menopause, I blew up just like you did, Monica. Like the weight just kept on coming on, and I tried everything that possible. I tried dieting. I was walking every day. I was getting more weight on, and the more I couldn't lose, the more I would snack. I was craving foods, I was craving sugar. I didn't realize that I was even insulin resistance. Um, And then, like, I was a chocoholic, so that was my favorite food. The more I stayed stuck, I got depressed. Nothing was working whatsoever. And then I was on Facebook one day and I saw my dear friend Vickie's picture. And I had to reach out because of the transformation. I couldn't believe it. So after that conversation, everything changed. My whole life changed. I couldn't wait to get on it. I was so excited that I didn't even think about getting my blood work done, and I wish I would have. Um, so, and it's the simplest thing I've ever done. I tried other things, but my body I knew was needing more nutrition. Like I was with a good company for the 10 years, and I'm so grateful I was with them. But this here, all it is this here, and it's a lifesaver for me. It's changed my life. I wake up happy. I have lots of energy. I I'm not depressed anymore. My brain fog has gone. I'm beside myself, and I'm just happy all the time. And
Well,
my husband,
and you look happy. Show up your picture because I don't have a picture of your before and after. Go ahead and just show that and tell everybody what your physical results are, what you can see.
well, on July 26th, and sorry about that. I'm
We're going on a
I'm
trip.
I'm embarrassed to show these, but anyway, this is July 26th of 2025.
Wow.
That's November 18th of 2025, and that's January 9th of this year.
Oh, well.
Wow. Look at the inch loss. And
Yeah,
look at you
I
look younger. Wow.
I lost 30 pounds
Mhm.
since July 26th, and I lost 35 and a half inches. So I'm over
Oh,
the moon. I run with my grandson now, and it's a blessing. It's changed my life, and I'm so grateful for Vickie being a friend, and yeah.
well, I'm
So
thankful that we got to know you too. So now we
yes,
can be friends.
I'm grateful too.
And thank you for sharing your story. That is amazing. You look absolutely wonderful. Please send me those pictures so I can
I
show
will
them next time. That is awesome.
thank
Thank you so much up there, my fellow Canadian friend.
thank you.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna go into a little bit more explanation and then we'll go on next. We'll do Susan. So you'll be up next, but I'm gonna share my screen here real quick again because I want to share everybody what the solution is. And we've got three more phenomenal stories to share with you. So hang tight here. So everybody see my screen? We have two products and one practice that has made these changes from the testimonials you heard so far. Okay. And that is a fiber that we're going to talk about and something that we drink that helps with when a lot of us, when we incorporate reduced meal frequency or intermittent fasting, we sometimes have difficulty with it. I know that I did, and you heard some of the other gals talk about it too. Well, remember I talked about we're going to bridge the gap between this insulin resistance, get it at the core. We're going to do that and show you how to do it today. We have two things. The fiber, first of all, and I'm going to mention this first. This is an incredible fiber. This is not a fiber like a Benefiber or a Metamucil. These are wonderful if you want to be regular and go to the bathroom. Okay. This fiber we're talking about is a fiber that was actually introduced way back when by Rexall Drugs back in 1903, actually 1990. What happened is in Santa Barbara, they were trying to find something at the University of Santa Barbara that they could get rid of people getting on statin drugs. So it's already been a problem for many, many years. And they came out with something called Bios Life, which is now transformed into what's called Balance. Okay. So company Unicity was born that manufactures this, and now in 2002 they expanded globally. They're now in 63 countries. I wanted to show you kind of the history on that, and then we'll get back to a little bit more on that in a moment. But this fiber has been around now for 30 years, and it's been studied. There's like clinical studies on this. First of all, the University of Sydney did a study on this. They're the glycemic index developers, they the ones that invented it. And they found that by taking this fiber just before you eat a meal, you're going to reduce your blood glucose spike by like 28%. That in alone is huge. Okay. It's also been studied by the Cleveland Clinic. The Cleveland Clinic is the #1 heart hospital in the entire world. And they did a study on it because of the use of statins. Everybody, doctors always put us on statins. And sometimes we need medications, not saying you don't, but there's alternatives. It's also in the physician's desk reference. The physician's desk reference is a doctor's Bible. If they want to look up a medication before they give it to you, they can look in there, they can look what the side effects are, and they can look what it might go with and not go with. Well, you can use it. The reason we're in the physician's desk reference is because it has clinical studies. There's actually 30 clinical studies on both these supplements we're talking about. So this fiber is more than just a fiber. It's a pre-meal drink. All you do is mix it with 4 to 6 ounces of water. And just before you sit down to eat your meal, you shake it up, put it in the water, and chug it. And sit down and eat a normal meal because it's going to help block the carbohydrates. You're first of all not going to be able to eat as much food when you're taking this fiber first. Dawn and I, why does this keep showing up? Dawn and I, we go out for dinner. We used to get 2 meals. We may still get 2 meals, but you know what? We're taking half of them home. So you just can't eat as much. So that's a big thing. And it's going to keep your blood sugar healthy, glucose down, triglycerides down. And there's actually 7 fibers in this fiber. So it's both soluble and insoluble. 4 of them are patented. Just amazing. So here's what it happens, how insulin impacts us. When we're eating something, and you see in this diagram, we're eating and snacking, constantly our blood sugar is elevated and our insulin's elevated. When we take the fiber before we eat, it levels it out. There's no more big, huge spikes. It levels it out, and our insulin is able to come back down. In the first diagram here, you can see our insulin is high. It can't come down because we're eating. We're spiking it all the time. In this picture, it's automatically when we eat something, your blood sugar is going to go up, but it's going to come back down because we're not snacking and eating all the time. Okay. And here's kind of a nice demonstration. And this happens no matter when you eat something that's carbohydrates, your blood sugar goes up, but our insulin in this picture stays elevated. You've had that before where you have a blood sugar spike and then you have a crash. And in that crash, you feel like sleeping and eating. You get the munchies, right? I used to think it was because I was, my body was digesting. So this is the blood glucose levels without the fiber, the balance. And this is the blood glucose levels with the balance. Okay. And this is a study. And I really love this study they did. They took 2 egg waffles, 2 teaspoons of syrup, like a breakfast for someone, 10 ounces of orange juice. That was 420 calories. There's only 1 gram of fiber in it, 51 grams of sugar, 89, the total carbohydrates are 89. This is what people eat for breakfast. And you can see here in this diagram here, without the balance, the blood sugar levels are way up here. By taking the fiber before you eat this breakfast I just explained, you're going to have a 43% lower glucose response. That is huge. Okay, so that's the fiber. This is my best friend. They come in these cute little pockets. I carry them with me everywhere. You can just mix them with water even if you go eat out somewhere. Okay, now we're going to interject the next part. Remember, we talked about eating all the time, your blood sugar is elevated. Well, we're going to talk about reducing meal frequency. And there's a doctor in Toronto, Dr. Jason Fung. He wrote this book, and also this is the diabetes code. He also wrote the obesity code. Get this book, it's phenomenal. But he did a study in Toronto where he took type 2 diabetics. Within 3 to 6 months, he had them off completely their medications with just reducing meal frequency. So a lot of us go intermittent fasting. I can't remember who it was. I think maybe it was Delena or Mary said, oh, fasting. Well, I used to say the same thing. I used to think I had to eat something every time I exercised, and I used to get headaches and I used to not feel so good. Well, we have a solution for that. And this solution to help make fasting easier is something called, it comes from the herbamate plant. It's remarkable. It makes it so that, you heard Delena talking about the brain fog, that she can think clear and she's in a happier mood. It does that for one. It also helps you be satiated. It helps keep your blood sugars down. And it also makes it so your body can burn fat for fuel. So in the fasting window, when you're not eating, we can sip on this Unimate. All you do is take this, mix it with water, pour it in here. Like I always fill this up to the top, or even a bigger container. Sit it in there, mix it up. You can drink it hot or cold, and then you just sip on it all morning. So instead of having breakfast in the morning, you sip on this. It's delicious. Then when you break your fast, you just have something to eat, good fiber, good proteins, good fats, and you're good to go. One thing I really, really want to point out about this Unimate that is remarkable, you've heard everybody's on these GLP shots and metformin, Ozempic, all these things because we're looking for a quick fix. Well, just so you know, GLP-1 is a hormone just like insulin. It's produced in our body. It's just because of our lifestyle and our environment, our body is not producing as much GLP-1. It's produced in your gut. It's your master switch on your metabolism. So guess what this does? When you sip on this Unimate here, just sip on it during the day when you're in your fasting state, you're going to naturally increase your body's own production of GLP-1 by 67%. I call this my liquid gold. It's my willpower in a bottle. No more snacking cravings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not snacking all day long. I'm not hungry. It gets rid of the hangry part of it. And by doing that, my goodness, how exciting is that? And it's also great if you are working out before workouts. Okay. So you use it in your fasting windows and it keeps your fat burning going on even when you eat a meal then, especially with the fiber then. So that's it. We have two tools here, remarkable tools. That works out to $5 a day. So you can't even buy a McDonald's meal for $5. So when you order this, you get a box like this. You get a bottle. You get 2 boxes of Unimate because you're using it twice a day. And then you get the fiber, 1 box of fiber. This is the solution. It's just so easy. So this has over 20 clinical studies, which is remarkable. It is HSA and FSA eligible, so you can pay with it with that. And that's also for Canada. It is a nutraceutical, not a pharmaceutical. So anybody can use it. It's food, okay? And it's in, well, now it's 63 countries. When we put the slide together, it was 50. We're now 63 countries worldwide, which is phenomenal. And it's patented. Nobody can copy this. So really easy. We've seen this diagram before. Without the protocol, you're going to have all these blood sugar glucose spikes. When you're taking this, you're causing fat burning all day long, and you're not going to have those sugar spikes when you eat something. It's going to keep it level. And that's how you use it. In your fasting window, you take the Unimate, sip on it. And then when you eat something, you can take that balance, the fiber twice a day. My biggest meal of the day is dinner. That's when I take mine. After you have your lunch, just go take another one, sip on it, and then repeat. And then after dinner, all you do is start your fast. Let's say you finish dinner at between 5 and 6 or 7. Pick a time and then say you're not going to eat anything after that. So let's say it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. You're going to use your sleeping time for your fasting window. So it makes it even easier because it's going to cause your body to go into ketosis and also autophagy, which makes it so your cells can heal. And guess what? You're fasting then till the next day, till you break your fast, usually around, 11 o'clock or noon. That's what breakfast stands for, breaking fast. So simple tools, 2 tools that make your life so easy that you never have to gain that weight back. If you don't have weight to lose, you can still be insulin resistant. If you have weight to lose, this will just make it easier. This gets your metabolic health back in order. So I had to share that with you. It's just so easy. Okay, so let's keep going here. So next, I want to introduce this lovely lady. Susan. Why don't you go ahead and tell everybody where you're from and what's happened with you in this protocol?
Hey, my name is Susan. I live in Havre, Montana. Same place as Vickie. She's my sister-in-law, actually. I'm a runner, and I usually ran 30 to 40 miles a week. And for a time, yes, it kept my weight at par. And in the last year or so, I noticed belly fat, love handles, um, even running that much. And I just didn't feel good. I was bloated all the time. I often said that I was a hostage to food, not healthy food, mind you. I snacked, constant cravings, the insulin crashes. I'd eat, sit down on the couch. I'd get back from running, eat something, sit on the couch, fall asleep. And my weight just kept creeping up and creeping up. Clothes didn't fit. You just get depressed because you just, I always thought of myself as a healthy person, and people who know me, I'm very active. I'm exercise all the time, and most people who would look at me would say, you don't need to lose weight, but they don't. When you're hiding your belly, which is, getting bigger than it was, and you're self-conscious, for me anyway.
Me too.
um One day I happened to see Vickie's post, and I'm like, okay, it's time for a change here. I got to take my control of my health back. So on September 1st, I started on this protocol, never looked back. And I'm also one, if somebody would have told me to fast, I'd have told them there's nuts in the head. Because you got to eat before you run, and then you got to eat after you run, and drummed into my head. And so once on this protocol, from day one, craving stopped, snacking gone, my bloating is gone. I can't believe my stomach, I can eat and my stomach doesn't hurt. My blood pressure is under control, like 117/60 the other day, and that was getting back from walking my dogs. Um, 90 days, I'm down 25 pounds, back down to my goal weight that I wanted to be at. I've lost just about 17 inches.
Whoa.
And I feel good. Like I
You look
told Vic,
good.
I'm when I get my picture taken, I don't have my hands in front of my belly anymore, because I used to I did that because I was self-conscious. It was larger than it was like
Well, we look
2
at these
years ago.
pictures here. Look at the pictures of you.
Yeah, look at them love handles over there. Yeah, yeah.
And
Anyway,
most people would say that's not a lot, but to you it
well, and
was. It's how we
yes,
see ourselves, right?
my transformation is not as drastic as some people's, but for me it is. It was. And I feel good. My energy is good. I don't fall asleep on the couch anymore. One day I was in the car and I'm like, I just feel joy. So this product works, and it's the easiest thing I have ever done in my life. And I
Oh,
have been
thank you,
on every
Susan.
diet there is.
Like all of us. Thank you, Susan. And you're several of us have mentioned how good we feel on this, because this is a feel good. Yep, you're right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we're gonna move right along here. I appreciate you. Um, so now I want to introduce this lovely, handsome man. And yes, this works for men too. I have to say that. I want to introduce this lovely man. That's my husband down there. And he's got quite an incredible story to share too. So go ahead, John.
Thanks, Monica. So I'll just start briefly, going back to my early childhood up through early adulthood. I struggled with obesity all of my life. I was raised in an alcoholic family, and I coped through that time by eating. And I became addicted to food at a young age. So growing up was a big kind of, it was traumatic for me, a lot of bullying and so forth. And that's how I coped. I ate cheeseburgers and I put on a lot of weight. Through early adulthood, I kept it off, but I'd put it back on, keep it off, put it back on, kind of a yo-yo situation. Also, my parents were smokers. I was raised in a cloud of smoke every morning getting up. And I too became addicted now to tobacco as well as food. So during my young adulthood, chewing tobacco came into play. I was really messing up my metabolic health big time. Um, Also, after grad school, came to Denver, brand new job, and started socializing, started meeting new friends, and alcohol was very much front and center in my life. And I told myself when I was a kid, I wasn't going to fall prey to this alcohol like my dad did. Well, I did. And so I battled with that, more metabolic havoc. Fast forward to 2025. If you want to bring those pictures up, honey.
I'm gonna do it right now.
All right, bring those up. So what we're going to see in 2025, I began 2025 with a severe leg injury while Monica and I were vacationing in Costa Rica. I flew home in a wheelchair. You can see my picture there on the left with a shattered femur, completely immobilized for months. I was physically stuck. I was spiraling mentally. And again, I coped with too much food and too much alcohol. I coped with those old coping mechanisms that haunted me all my life. So by April, you can see in the middle, I hit rock bottom. I was severely depressed. I was pre-diabetic. I was dealing with severe neuropathy in my hands. You can see those compression gloves and carrying significant weight, as you can see. So I was declining real time. So I had no choice. I had to do something, and I had to do something fast. And that's where I decided to get on this protocol seriously and follow it seriously. In just 6 months, without rigorous exercise, mind you, I was laid up. I was in a wheelchair. I lost 30 pounds. My A1C went from 5.7 to 5.3. I was no longer pre-diabetic. My fasting insulin lowered to 3, which is very good. And also, the neuropathy symptoms improved in my hands. The edema in my legs and ankles pretty much went away, and just was a huge rebound for me mentally. So again, this system works. It changed my life, and I'm definitely a firm believer, and I just look forward to maintaining this. And I thank you, Monica, for introducing it to me.
Oh, you're very welcome. And that's a pretty handsome picture of you, and you're a pretty handsome man. So,
Oh,
so I just had to say that. Thank you. I saw him transform with that, and he was immobile. He lived downstairs in the rec room for most of that time because he couldn't come up and down the
good.
stairs. I mean, when you have a shattered femur, there's not much you can do. So just an incredible, and that just proves it. You don't have to go and have crazy exercise.
No.
You don't have to go and, starve yourself or get rid of the things you like. You just use this protocol properly. Drink the Unamate in your fasted state and take the fiber before your meals. And that's the transformation you can go. So thank you so much, John. Appreciate you. Okay, now we're gonna get to Vickie all the way there in Montana. Go ahead, Vickie, share your story.
All righty. Thanks, Monica. Appreciate you having me on tonight and everybody else that was on tonight as well. So I have a story that started, it's been my weight loss and weight gain and everything. It's been an ongoing story. I don't know about you, if you've ever looked at yourself one day and realized, I think I'm carrying a little bit more weight than I want and I don't know what to do about it. I tried everything, like everybody else has, the cabbage soup and anything and everything you could think of. I even personally tried tirzepatide, which is one of those semaglutides. I did that at right before, about a year before I started this protocol. But for years I struggled with weight and stubborn belly fat and snackings, cravings, everything that we've all talked about. We've all had it. We've all been there. We've all done that. And it was to the point at one time, or there was a time in my life where I even avoided going to family weddings and gatherings because I was too embarrassed to go. And I couldn't tell my family that. My husband knew, but I couldn't, and it took me a while to even tell him. But I was too embarrassed and uncomfortable to go and be in public in that environment with my own family. And I was uncomfortable in my own skin. It's just not easy. And I didn't feel confident in my body. People said, "Oh, you don't look that bad. You don't look that bad." And I said, "Yeah, I do. You don't know what I look like in the nude." And but I did. I knew what I felt like and I knew what I looked like. And time went on and time went on. And like I said, the journey just kept getting worse. And then it would get better and then it would get worse. And yes, mind you, wasn't happy my whole lifetime. I it was a roller coaster, but through my whole life and got down there. I had three children, and mind you, I'm gonna be 70 in July. And I did get down after having my third child. And I said, "Oh, you'll never lose that." And I did have a six-pack ab after my third child. And I thought that was pretty cool, because I was exercising all the time and was walking 3, 4, 5 miles a day and, getting up in the morning, doing an hour of aerobics and all that kind of thing. Yes, I did. But then life got in the way. And as I got older and that menopause stuff all kicked in, everything changed for me and all that weight came back on. Well, then I even gained more weight. I had some deep loss in my family. In September of 21, my mom passed away of old age. And then 10 months later, not knowing this was going to happen, I lost my husband in a motorcycle accident. And within a short period of time, within a year, I'd lost three other family members. So grief can change a person, and it's emotional and physical. And somebody said, "Oh, you'll lose weight after you lost your husband." I said, "Oh, not me." No, I didn't. So me in the blue dress, that is less than a year after I lost my husband, and I was in Hawaii with my cousins, and I didn't really want to go, but I went anyhow because they thought it would be good for me, and I thought I might have liked it, and I'd never been to Hawaii. Anyway, long story short, I was miserable, very miserable, and that was probably one of the largest times in my life that I'd been. I was probably pushing 190 to 195 pounds there, and I was embarrassed. And so anyway, I had lab work done in, like I said, I'd started the tirzepatide, and that was after that July after that, I started on the tirzepatide because, like I said, I needed to do something because my youngest son was getting married in December, and I thought I can't go looking like that. So I did the tirzepatide for about 3 months, acid reflux, felt horrible. Then I started on another natural protocol, and that was I I'm off a year there, so I guess that was 24. Time's flying by faster than I realized. And so this was 23. I was on the tirzepatide in July of 24, so I was getting ready for his wedding, and I did that for the 3 months. I started on another natural protocol in October, thinking it was working. Well, obviously it didn't work a lot, but I got a little bit off. And so I felt okay at his wedding. But I come home and I still had weight to lose. In April of 25, a dear acquaintance of mine, Carolyn, had shared this picture on Facebook. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is she doing? She looks great. And I thought, if she's 76 and can look like that, what's wrong with me? So I reached out to her. Well, unbeknownst to me, I didn't know anything about what she was telling me, had no clue. Talked about insulin resistance. And I thought, what is insulin resistance? So she explained it to me. And she said, when your insulin's low, your fat's got to go. And I said, oh, okay, just remember that. She said, I said, okay, Carolyn, I'll remember that. I said, well, whatever it is, just get me started on this protocol. So she got me on the phone with Monica, introduced me to her, and I got started on the protocol. And that was April 24th of 2025. I started on this protocol, and was able to do a study for the company, an A1C study, and they were asking for participants. So I did that, and I would not share my story or anything on social media until I had my A1C results. So 90 days later was the end of July, first part of August. And at the same time, then I went and had other lab work done, and I took it into my nurse practitioner, and I said, or she walked in and she saw me, and she says, "What have you been doing?" I hadn't told her, had seen her in January, but I thought, okay, I'm going to go see her again. Went back to her again, and she said, "I don't know what you're doing." But she looked at my labs and she said, "This is the best your labs have ever looked, and this is the best you've ever looked. Keep doing what you're doing."
Okay, so
And
can you
I,
give us the exact number, what you're from starting? Tell us what your results
so
are.
from the day I started until now, I am down 25 pounds and 14 and a half inches, and my A1C had dropped from 5.8 to 5.3 in 90 days.
Woo!
And so, so like I said, it's been amazing. It's been life-changing, and it's brought my life back to me again. It's given me life. It's given me energy that I didn't have. Everything, my whole life. I just feel like a new person. And I even go to the eye doctor, and my eye doctor said, "You've got a glow in your eyes that you have never had before." And my eyes aren't dry anymore. So I'm pretty excited.
You look excited, and I can tell by when you're talking. And I look at everybody here on this, like on our panel here. I have seen each and every one of you transform. So I am very proud of you. And you know why we do this is because we care about you. Everybody here on this panel has friends. And if you're watching this, the reason that we're doing this is because we love you, we care about you. And if you need something in your life that's going to give you your health back, because we don't know we're sick until we're sick. And that's not a good feeling. So we have something here that can get your metabolic health in order. And you hear a lot about inch loss and weight loss. This here is going to get your metabolic health back in order. Simply, it gives your body what it needs. Our body is a miracle. It can heal itself if we give it the right things. Unfortunately, big pharma and the food industry is not on our side. These are just two tools that can get you back where you need to be. And we're so thankful for these. We want to share them with you. So I'm going to share real quick right now where you can get this. And any of us that you know here, get with us because we have a discount link we can give you. You don't want to pay full price. Okay. Don't go on Amazon or eBay to look these up because you're not going to get a money back guarantee, which we offer. We offer a 90-day money back guarantee, 100%, no questions asked. Let me just get to my page here. The company offers that. They give you a fasting app so that you can keep track of yourself. There's recipes, all kinds of stuff on there. I'm going to move this over and share this with you guys for a second here. But get with the person that you know off this live that we're doing, because we'll give you a discount link that gives you all the perks. When you get the link, you're going to come to a place that looks like this. Oh, it's asking me to log on. Oh no. Anyways, I think I can do this. Yes, it's on. Okay, good. So you're going to get to this page and you can customize your box. You can make your box how you want it, what you want to get in it. You're obviously going to get this bottle. That's part of it, the diamond bottle. But you're going to get you 2 Unimates and 1 balance. And you can mix and match the flavors. You can see there's
We
the
don't
Page
see
isn't
your
showing,
page.
Monica.
We don't see your
Pardon?
page, Monica.
Oh, you don't.
No.
No, you're not showing your
Oh,
page.
thank you for telling me. See, don't have to.
There it is.
What was I showing?
Your pretty face.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, can everybody see it now?
Yes.
Okay, so you get 2 boxes of Unimate, 1 balance of the fiber. So you can mix and match your flavors, whatever you want. There's lemon and lemon ginger right now. There's more things coming out. And then also you get the fiber. The fiber, where is it here? You also get the fiber and they come in 2 different flavors here. Here's the beauty of this. You can do a one-time purchase. I'm a money saver. Don't do the one-time purchase. You're still going to pay a discount. Instead of $235, you're going to pay $169. But if you do the subscription, not only are you going to get free shipping, you get an extra $10 off. So it's only $159. It's like $5 a day. In Canada, it's like $6 a day, Canadian dollars. So you get the savings of the free shipping. You also get the savings of the extra $10 because you're doing subscription and you're not locked into anything. You can cancel anytime you want. And then you get this cute little hand mixer. You get the diamond bottle and the hand mixer. Okay. And the best part is, like you've heard, the company offers a 90-day money back guarantee, 100%. That is really something. You heard all of us, we've been on all kinds of different things, and no one ever in our life has given us a 90-day money back guarantee. So for me, that was really inviting. And what did I have to lose? Nothing. I had everything to gain. So get back with anybody you know here on this live today. Ask us for the link so you can get the discount, and we'll work with you. We'll help you. And then you'll be part of our group. We have a support group. And every Tuesday we do science calls with medical professionals. You'll be able to join on those too as well. So we got to run. We've got a few minutes left. Does anybody, real quick, one sentence, tell us what the best part of this protocol has been for you? Start with you, Vickie.
More energy and the people that I have blessed with this product.
Beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for sharing. Mary, why don't you go ahead and go next? Oh, you're muted. Can't hear you, girl.
There. The best thing is I am just genuinely happy every day. I have my self-esteem back, and the bonus was my health has improved. Blood pressure down, blood sugar down, gut issues gone. I mean, I'm happy. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Okay, Delena, go for it.
No more depression, no more PTSD, and I get to go and shop in my will fit me again closet.
Oh my goodness, you're right. That's
Yes.
bonus. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up. Thank you. I
You're
think
welcome.
all of us can relate with that. Okay, Susan, go for it.
More joy, feel great energy, and I'm with her. It's like I have a new wardrobe. I have all kinds of clothes now because I actually can wear them. So cool.
Awesome. Thank you. How about you, John?
For me, it's simplicity. It's so easy to use. No restrictions, no dieting, no, rigorous exercise. I couldn't. So even if you're unable for whatever reason and to get the physical activity in, this will still get you the results you're looking for.
Thank you. I want to thank all of you tonight. Thank you for sharing your stories. My joy is not just what's happened with me, but the